On the 10th of November 1918, Hitler found out that the First World War was over. Germany was about to capitulate, and his world collapsed for a second time. His journey to this momentous day began 4 years earlier, at the outbreak of war, when he rushed headlong into joining the German army. Private Hitler was assigned to the 16th Bavarian Reserve Infantry Regiment.
The army gave Hitler what had been so badly lacking in the last few years of his life. It gave him a surrogate family, so all of his practical needs could be met. So he didn't have to think for himself, he could just throw himself into the army lifestyle. It also gave him a sense of identity and purpose.
Hitler was a dispatch runner, taking messages from command to the front lines. He saw action many times on the Western Front, including the Somme and Ypres. Yet despite horrific conditions, Hitler felt at home. His commander commented,
"There was no circumstance or situation that would have prevented him from volunteering for the most difficult, arduous, and dangerous tasks."
Hitler was twice awarded the Iron Cross before a mustard gas attack left him temporarily blinded. He was recovering in hospital when he heard the devastating news that was to change his life. Germany had capitulated and lost the war. The Allies were celebrating victory, but the armistice struck Hitler like a bolt from the blue.
The German army leadership didn't tell the people that they were losing. The propaganda kept on pumping out stories of victory. So when it came to announcing the loss of the war under unfavourable circumstances, this came as an enormous shock to the great majority of Germans.
None more so than Hitler. The army had become a way of life. Now, with the war over, he risked losing his new family. Once again, he went into meltdown. He later wrote in Mein Kampf,
"Since the day I stood at my mother's grave, I had not wept. But now I could not help it."
For the second time in Hitler's life, everything had collapsed about his ears, and everything that he held dear was being threatened and also insulted, because that's how he would have taken Germany's defeat.
Throughout the First World War, his delusions of grandeur were kept in check. Now, in the depths of his abject despair, they once again came to the fore.
The extraordinary element of his pre-war days, the sense of genius, the sense of artist, the sense of specialness, is transformed into his personal sense that he is called by history, by fate, to do something personally about this, to put this situation right.
Hitler would later say that he had a vision, that it was now his destiny to lead Germany back to greatness. This was his life's new purpose, but the narcissist in him meant that there still had to be somebody to blame for his life not going to plan.
First of all, it was his father. Then it was these fossilized bureaucrats in the Vienna School of Art. And now it's the Jews.
Like other people, Hitler wrongly blamed Germany's tiny Jewish minority for turning against the army at the end of the war. While others pointed the finger of blame, he was already plotting revenge. This would consume him for the rest of his life. But what he needed to fulfill his destiny was to get other people behind him.